Welcome back to the Mama Genius Festival. We are on day 11. Oh my gosh. And I think Abigail and I have agreed that today is another show up as you are day. We just made it just in time before the next speaker at 9 a.m. Things are flailing this morning, but we are here. We're committed to you as well. And I'm just going to start with reading the affirmation that I read in the morning live in the Facebook group today, which is, today I will breathe. Today, as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. I will consciously breathe with my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and my exhalation. I should have slowed down my words to actually say the word inhalation because I kept getting tongue tied on, but when we slow down. So let's just take that deep breath together, go, and just bring in the present moment. And so some days it's just to show up as you are, and that's where we are today, but we are here. We will have one cancellation today. Miss Nicholson still is without power in Florida, and so we're sending our rainbows and loves down to her right now. She's hoping to possibly see her house later today, so we will see about that as well. So she was scheduled for 11 a.m., so we will be rescheduling those for later and even possibly after festival. Whatever will happen, will happen. But we're sending our love to Florida right now. And let's take one more deep breath right now and send that energy down there as well. And just take those moments of breath and calm throughout our day as much as we can, because life will throw it at us as much as we let it. And we were just talking about that right before we got on this, Abigail, weren't we?
Yes, we sure were. And I just want to speak peace over those in Florida, because, you know, when we are running around like crazy, not knowing what to do, we sometimes miss the things that we're supposed to, that have been set in place for us. So in times like this, taking that breath and taking the time to just breathe and connect is so important. There are times, there are things, things will never stop hitting us. No matter how prepared we think we are, there is always something that will come from somewhere that we are not expecting that will hit us. And this is the chance, this is the time where we stand and remember who we are. Who are you? We're not just people that don't know what to do when things hit us. There's a place within us, that place of peace that we can go. So we need to practice going there. We need to practice going there, because there's always something around the corner. We have this little time where things are great, and then bam, something will come. And we need to be prepared for this. That's why I stay in my Bible. That's why I stay in my Bible. Basic instruction before leaving Earth. So go back. I'm turning it back over to you, Michelle. Because you know I could go.
We both can go today, right? So we're going to, for the sake of time, since we do have a 9 a.m., which Abigail, why don't you tell us about our 9 a.m. today?
Our 9 a.m. is Niobe Weaver, and she's talking about your voice's power. Your voice plus intention equals presence. When you connect and claim the power of your voice, anything is possible.
Don't we need to claim that voice?
Silence. Yeah. Don't sit in silence. Claim your voice. That is so powerful. Who's next, Michelle?
At 10 a.m., we have Heather, who's going to tell us about sleep strategies, insomnia, root causes. Are you tired of being tired? Learn what are the causes of insomnia, how to fix those using sleep hygiene, nutrition, lifestyle modification, herbs, and acupressure. There should be some intriguing new ways. Again, a lot of this is just a perspective switch on how do we just change a few things and do things a little bit differently, which make a huge difference. wherever you're, whatever we need to have that changed for. I feel like I need to brush my hair again. Who's at 1 p.m. today, Abigail?
At 1 p.m., we have Ernalee Shannon. She's talking about moms, unleashing your inner happy. Do we ever need that? So she's going to talk about experiencing the 30-second happiness kickstart that eliminates stress and overwhelm. It's a must know for every busy mom. Plus, discover the neuroscience of how and why your child's brain works the way it does, and the simple hold the bus. This changes everything method to boosting your child's happiness. That's at 1 p.m.
I'm definitely tuning in for these ones today. There's going to be some great things going on today. And here we are. Here's Miss Ernalee. Tell us a little bit about your talk today.
Hi.
We were just talking about you.
Good. Yes. Talk's coming up. I'm excited. I'm sorry I'm late. This is very early for me. So
we just read your talk description, I think. Is there anything you want to add? We were talking about how with the 30 seconds of happiness kickstart. Anything you want to share with the audience?
Let me see. Yeah, just that I'm going to have a whole lot of fun, and I hope they do too. And I'm excited to be sharing in the Mama Genius Festival. And thank you so much, Michelle, for putting this together. And it's going to be thrilling. I'm going to put my backdrop up, and it's going to be a great time.
I want to focus on the word fun. Let's have some more fun today. I think we all could use that and some smiles, and Ernalee will be the one to help us with that perspective change today. And on that note, the question of the day is, what's a little routine or habit that's helped your family run more smoothly? And the one thing that pops into my head is that it's funny that they say Alexa is the biggest, most expensive kitchen timer there is out there, because of all the things they thought it was going to do. It's not been the best product in terms of money wise. But one of the things we use for Alexa for is alarms, and not to set it like just an alarm, but we put certain songs throughout the morning. So there's a song to get the middle school kids out the door. So they know when that song gets on that they really should be moving. By the end of the song, they should be close out the door. Lily and I have now changed. We had a song, it was the one from Jack Hartman that we had playing before, but she's like this time. So every morning, Firework by Katy Perry does come on at 8:10. So for us to like either dance together or to do something together or something. So that plays every morning now. That's our kind of little morning song. And then there's a Luke Bryan song that comes on later on in the morning to get her out the door. So we kind of have those, instead of having to remind ourselves or be like looking at the clock or anything, those just kind of pop up to do it in a fun way.
Oh, I think that's brilliant. That's so brilliant. Wish I'd thought of that one when my kids were little.
I don't know if they had it when they were little, but I'm taking advantage that they do now. So use your devices to your benefit. Technology is your help if you make it your helper. Yeah. And not overuse it.
So are we to answer the question too?
Yep.
I think I would have to say, and it's been a while. I have kids who are having kids, right? But I think that I would have to say gratitude, right? Mm-hmm. That it was a way that we could shift what wasn't really working in the moment to something that was. And I would be really on my kids and play it like a game and say, okay, name 3 things you're grateful for, and go around the room and do it with my daughters, and did it often enough in times that weren't stressful, that it was just our general day, that it became this ingrained habit for them and for me, so that when we did have a crisis, did have something that was going wrong, the morning wasn't going right to get to school or whatever, I could do that, and they would automatically participate and jump in, and it could really change things. And we also did quite a bit of giving to others as well. So if we were having a real wretched day, I would say, okay, come on, we're going to go pick up some carnations and, go up to the hospital and give it to people, and just do an act of kindness of some sort, or take this to so-and-so that we know that, was living alone and was lonely or whatever, just to lift somebody else's day. And in doing that lifted ours. So
I love that so much.
Wow. In our house, it was just hugs and love. We, like Ernalee, I'm a great grandmother, so my kids are having kids.
Yeah.
Um, and and music. There was a lot of music going around. Music would calm me down, and they'd see me doing it, and they would do the same. We spent a lot of time doing activities in church, and the whole feeding the homeless and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I didn't have like the tools you're talking about. Like I'm just now learning about technology and setting timers from this festival.
Yay!
So I'm just stepping into that and trying to see how that's going to work. And my timers are not silent because I like music. So I'm hooking it up to Spotify and playing songs for these things that I'm remembering. So
Yeah, good for you.
uh, I don't know, but those little habits, I would just I'm a hugger. Just pour love into them. That is what we would do to shift the atmosphere. Just
Speaking of
listen.
hugging, Miss Abigail, looking at the people who answered the question yesterday, and some of them have already won. So our winner from yesterday is Ms. Tara, who will actually be winning a 45-minute personal coaching session with Miss Abigail. Maybe you want to tell us a little about what that is.
Well, that is getting together and seeing what fears we have attached to our loved ones and coming up with a plan on how to remove those, how to practice the presence and remove those fears.
I love that so much.
Yay.
And with that, we're going to say goodbye for today because it is already 9:05, and we do have a speaker coming up in just a few moments. And she'll be telling us about your voice and your power. And let's get inside that. And again, thank you, Miss Abigail. Thank you, Miss Ernalee, because my perspective has already shifted a little bit. Again, when we're in those moments of emotion or whatever it is, remember that they're temporary. We don't need to suppress them, but what can we do to move through them? And hugs, music, laughter, all those things like help do that. And so some of these perspective changes that we're getting from these speakers are another way to do it. So I highly suggest also coming on Leash Your Inner Happy with Ernalee today as well. There's so much going on, and let's do this together. Get in answering some questions, get in sharing where you're at, and let's help lift each other up and move through whatever challenges and things that we need to move through, because that is part of life, but we don't need to stay in them, and we can support each other through them. And on that note, we'll see everyone later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Big hearts.